So now I'm going to show us how to get started with the Bookface mobile, specifically with Flutter. So you'll come to the GitHub KCAU Tech GitHub page, and you'll go to Bookface mobile. I will just copy this and use my profile. Yeah. So this is the repository for GitHub Mobile using Flutter. So we'll look at the README file here. It shows us the steps to get started. So these are the steps. So we need to git clone this project. So we can copy this. So we come to our terminal. So we come to your terminal. This is mine. Let me make it big so that you can see. So there's that, and I have a directory in D, but I do not have one specifically for my Flutter project. So I'm going to make a directory. I'm going to call it, I will call it KCAU mobile. Then I'm going to cd into KCAU mobile. Then I'm going to do git clone. I'm going to clone that code, and let's see what it says. Little too many arguments. Okay. I just need to paste. I had written git clone, so just need to paste that, and it's cloning. Yeah, then clear. So now we know that our project is cloned. We can come to Android Studio. This is Android Studio, and then we come to open, and then we choose KCAU mobile, and then also choose Bookface mobile. Yeah, let's say trust project. Yeah, so now we've cloned our Flutter project from GitHub, but when you get back to the GitHub page, we see that we need to be able to do Flutter pub get to get all the packages that we need so that we can run this project well. So we need to do cd into Bookface mobile, and then we do Flutter pub get. So this will get all the packages that we need. So let's wait for it to finish. There, it's done. That's great. So we can come to here. Let me click this. 1 second too. So now we have our project set up. You can see that this is the file structure. So remember, this GitHub is the one that contains these template files, and it also has the workflow. So this is the workflow that runs once we upload or push our code to GitHub. So once we do a pull request on the dev branch, this happens. So this is how you create a CI/CD pipeline. If you'd like to know how this is done, I can explain it to you. But the main thing here is that let me just go over it. Chapter, it uses the latest Flutter version that is under version 3. So if it is version 3.5, it uses 3.5. It is 3.6 up to 3.9, it will use. But once Flutter goes to version 4, it won't go to version 4. We'll have to manually come and change this, and then update our code to reflect while using version 4. So there's that. Let's also check what Flutter version we are using. So we do Flutter Doctor. So Flutter Doctor runs and checks all the requirements that you need for you to actually run Flutter projects. So it tells us that we are using Flutter version 2.7.3 and all the other checks are correct, so that's great. So yeah, then it's so once you upload your code, it downloads Flutter 3 point whatever. So at this point in time, 3.27.3 is the latest one. So it downloads that, and then it installs the dependencies just like we have done with Flutter pubget. It does that, and then it builds the application into a release version that you can share with people who are testing your app, or if you now want to do production, you will do Flutter build app prod for production. So yeah, and then now we have it installs the Firebase CLI tools that are needed to 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 upload this application, this APK that we generated. It needs to be uploaded to this service by Firebase. Let me show us. It's called Firebase App Distribution. So Firebase App Distribution gives app developers the ability to distribute their application to different people such that they can test the app and see how it is functioning without necessarily having to build the application and upload it to the to the Play Store. So that's what Firebase App Distribution is. And for you to use Firebase App Distribution, it needs um, you need to install the Firebase CLI and the Firebase tools. That's what it is doing here. And then now this is just inputting the required API tokens and secret keys that are needed to actually set up Firebase to upload the application to Firebase App Distribution. So then once this is done, once the secret keys and the API keys are set up, it now deploys the APK to Firebase App Distribution, and it puts it in Tech Club leads. So the leads will be able to see the latest versions of the applications once they've been built. So that's what this file does. I know that that's a lot of explaining, but don't worry about that. That won't be affected, shouldn't affect you while you're writing your code. So the rest are just basic Flutter file structure, the Android folder, the iOS, the lib folder that will contain all your code will be here. Let me download. It seems I'll fix this later. Okay, so there's that, and then there's Linux, Mac OS, and web for the various platforms that you might need to be building for. So we have Windows, web, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android. And then there's the git ignore file to ignore certain files that they are not pushed to the repository. Then the rest, the pubspec lock is to lock file versions to, yeah. And then finally the readme file that you are following along. So this is the project as it is, but we can change something and then see it reflected kwa then. So I can remove that comment, and then I can also say here book face home page. So there's that. So I've changed those two things. I've removed the comment, but I've also changed this part. So we will come to the terminal, and we'll also come to here to commit to see the changes that I have made. So I'll come here, and then let me check the GitHub, how many branches I have. I have main and dev. So I'll come here and do git check out into dev. So I've checked out into dev, and then I will do git check out, I'll name a branch testing. Dev. Then I will add my changes, git add my changes to the staging area, and then I will do git commit. I'll add a message testing 1 2 3, and then I will also git push origin name, no, testing, remember, testing. So git push origin testing. So I'll commit when I do this, and then I do double and then I do this, it means it will run this command, and then once that is done, it will also run this command. I won't have to type it again. So press enter, it does everything, it commits, and it also pushes to the repo that is GitHub, and then so we can git check out once we are done. To dev, we do that, and then now we can come here and see testing had recent pushes 4 seconds ago. So you can do compare and pull request. So remember here we always choose dev, then able to merge, and request a review from KCAU Tech. So here you just do we are testing to see the changes. So I think I've set up everything. I'll do create pull request, then I will come to the KCAU mobile, then go to the pull requests testing, and then actually we can even go to this to see it running. So this is the CI/CD pipeline that I've implemented, and I was showing you guys. So it is now running this pipeline. So there's that, and then it has gotten the repository details. Now it is setting up Flutter. So let's watch it as it sets up. Let me do this. I'll come back and explain to you once it is complete. Before it completes, we can come here and do add your review, so that I approve the changes. So I come here, approve, then I do submit review. I can check and see that what has changed is the Flutter demo homepage has changed to Bookface homepage, and also this comment has been removed. Submit the review, then we come back, we see that this is still running. So let's see how far it has reached. So it set up Flutter, then it installed all the dependencies. So run flutter pub-get, and this is doing it for you all automatically. You don't need to do it yourself. It's doing it for you, and then it does build release APK. So it is building the application. So once it's done, I'll come back and explain the rest of the steps. So now here we can see that the application has so it installed the dependencies, and then it built the APK. I can clearly see it built here, and then it installed the Firebase CLI and the Firebase tools, so that it can be able to connect to Firebase and then deploy the Firebase the Bookface application onto Firebase app distribution. So now it set up Firebase, and then it deployed to Firebase app distribution, and all this did successfully, and then it completed the job. Then here you can clearly see that it has passed all checks, and I have also approved the changes. So I can do squash and merge here, or I can use my own personal GitHub account and do merge pull request. I can do that and confirm the merge. Once that is done, I delete this branch. Remember to delete the branch so that in case someone wants to use this name again, they can still do so. So done, that's that we've done. Come here to the code and we can see that dev had recent pushes 21 seconds ago because we've merged onto it. So um, that's great. I'll show you how the whole process works on the phone because once you've deployed it to Firebase app distribution, you need to install an application called Firebase Tester app. Um, yeah, here. So yeah, this is a step-by-step process on installing the Firebase Tester app. Once you've installed this, you will get notifications once someone that you've subscribed to releases a new version. So I hope that has been of help. I'll show you how it looks on the phone and the process on the phone, and then that will be it. So happy coding. So there's this app that is called Firebase App Tester that will list all the testing apps that you've subscribed to. So I've subscribed to the Bookface testing apps, and the apps will appear here once it has already built. And you can clearly see here that on February 5th, 2025 at 4:15 p.m., right now it's 4:16, 1875 it's 79 MB. This was uploaded. It is telling me to downgrade to this. I think that's because of the versioning number, but it should be an upgrade. So that's a bug that needs to be fixed. So what someone needs to do now is to go to the issues page here, GitHub, and then you create a bug issue. You say that this and this happens once you you upload your code. It still shows a lower version of the application, so it reflects as a downgrade, so someone will be able to fix it. So let's install. You can scan. Hopefully it won't have any security problems. Then we continue the install. Yeah, so it says it has created a shortcut, so I can open. Then once I open, you can clearly see here that it says Bookface homepage Apaju. So that is to tell us that the whole process of coming from writing your code to actually testing your code is pretty smooth, and you can do it with multiple people because you just need to upload your code on GitHub and then tell people that you have uploaded a new version, and they can install it and test it out and then give you feedback on it. So I hope that explains everything.